Thank you, Chip. Thank you, Kevin. It is wonderful to be with so many old friends. I'm delighted to be here. I'm delighted to be back in this building. I began plying the halls of this place back when I worked with your friend Fritz Hollings many years ago, 1970 to be exact. So this is a great reunion. Thank you to COMPTEL and my friend Chip Pickering for the terrific work you do to make sure that the transformative power of broadband connects individuals and communities all across this land of ours. I'm not here to celebrate. I'm here to advocate. I think we have justifiable things to celebrate that many of the companies have brought to our attention this morning. You have shown what competition can do when competition is given a chance. The problem is we haven't given competition the chance that it needs. And this is particularly true today in broadband. We have fallen so far short of this essential objective of bringing broadband to every citizen in this country, no matter who they are, where they live, their ethnicity, the particular circumstances of their individual lives, that we ought to be ashamed of ourselves. No matter how you measure it, speed, prices, penetration, whatever, your country and mine is 15th or 24th or 33rd or 55th, depending upon what metric is being used, what study you're reading. You debate those specific studies if you want. I don't think there's much use in that. We should be leading the vanguard, and we're not. To regain our global competitiveness, to open the door of opportunity for every individual in this land, we need to get serious about broadband. We need to get serious about competition. We need to get serious about our country. Yet here we are in 2014, and what do we see around us? More of the merger madness that sent us down the wrong road in the first place. And a Federal Communications Commission that might yet approve still more of this insanity in the form of a Time Warner Cable Comcast merger, AT&T, DirecTV, maybe throw in Sprint T-Mobile. Once upon a time, I used to teach American history long ago, and I can tell you this, at no time, not even in those notorious days of the Gilded Age back in the 1880s or the 1890s, were we ever in more urgent need of laws and regulations to protect individual Americans. Never more in a more crying need for legislators and regulators that would stand up and do this. Remember this. The consolidated world of telecom and media that we have today did not devolve from the hand of God. It did not devolve from the mysterious workings of natural law or the inevitability of market-based economics. Consolidation was instituted and perpetuated by conscious public policy choices. Decisions made at the federal level, in the Congress, and more specifically by the abdication of its responsibilities of public interest oversight for more than 30 years by the Federal Communications Commission, where I served for almost 11 years. So instead of a guaranteed bright broadband future, we have now the likelihood of gatekeeper control over the internet, history's most innovative and opportunity-creating platform since the printing press. Competition? Yes, we have some, and we're proud of it. But we need so much more. Consumer protection, low-cost, high-speed broadband for everybody. The list goes on. But my friend Gene Kimmelman put his thumb on the crux of the problem, because communications is the lifeblood of our democracy. Our founders, who helped build this magnificent library, understood that building infrastructure and enabling communications across the land and subsidizing the distribution of news and information so you could have an informed electorate, so you could have intelligent elections, so you could have good decisions made in the public interest could actually happen, so we could govern ourselves. That's at the heart of the story we should be telling ourselves. A later set of leaders drafted the Communications Act, and I agree with many of the folks who spoke here today that Communications Act should be our lodestar. The trouble was, so many companies took it to court and tried to vitiate it, and then the Federal Communications Commission continued the job with deregulating away so many of the competitive provisions of that act. So no long speech today, but I just want you to take this away with you. Our democracy depends upon what happens between now and the end of this year. This is not something we should come back next year and talk about again. Are we going to have an open internet? Are we going to have a national mission to put broadband out to everybody? Are we going to have legislators with enough gumption and regulators with enough gumption to step up to the plate and make this happen? It can happen. I know it can happen. I've seen us stop a lot of good things in the city, but now we've got to put our attention on launching some really good things. But it won't happen without you and without millions more like you speaking up, organizing, demanding our rights as to a communications ecosystem that includes each and every one of us and each and every one of our fellow citizens around the land. Whose internet is it anyway? And whose democracy is it anyway? Thank you very much.